Pangalan pa lang eh.
Thank you, Sue.
Hello. What's up? Pabasa. Pabasa.
Tabasa.
Pabasa. Ayan. Nagbabasa na ako eh.
Thank you, Bebe.
The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Senate Minority Leader Frank Drilon says there appears to be gross negligence in the DBM's awarding of an 8 billion peso contract to Pharmally Pharmaceutical. On Radyo 5's Filon, Drilon noted that the company was operating for only 6 months and only had 625,000 pesos in capital when they were awarded the 8 billion peso contract for procurement of medical equipment. From zero income in 2019, the firm supposedly earned 300 million pesos in 2020. Health Secretary Francisco Duque had earlier admitted the transfer of 42 billion pesos in procurement funds to the DBM's procurement service, which was headed by resigned Undersecretary Lloyd Christopher Lau. Lau also served as former palace aide to Senator Bongo, and Senator Drilon believes there is a chance that Lau and Pharmally may have had an influential backer to carry out the well-planned purchase of the overpriced medical equipment in a span of 2 months. Drilon is also not convinced with Lau's explanation that he was unaware of Pharmally's background before signing the contract.
Kung ikaw ay isang opisyal, nag-award ka ng kontratang 8 bilyong mahigit. Hindi mo ba titingnan kung sino ang Articles of Incorporation, kailan binuo itong korporasyon ito? Doon mo makikita na kung ang kapital ay 625,000 lamang, sang-ayon sa ating mga batas, iyan po ay hindi sufficient. Wala po siyang sufficient capital, wala po siyang background sa trade, wala po siyang tawag dito, experience, at bagong-bago. Ito po yung mga maliwanag na pinagplanuhan ito.
President Rodrigo Duterte salutes all health workers and frontliners as the country commemorates Nat'l Heroes Day. In a recorded message, Duterte did not forget to honor the quote, "noble sacrifices of our ancestors who fought for our country's democracy." But he also took the time to praise those battling on the front lines against COVID-19.
As we overcome the COVID-19 pandemic, let us honor our modern day heroes, our medical frontliners, and our essential workers who sacrificed their lives, comfort, and security to serve our our fellow Filipinos. May we all learn from the valiant example of the past and present heroes and build on them to achieve a stronger future for all.
On the other hand, Vice President Leni Robredo said that each one of us is called to be a hero amid the ongoing health crisis. Robredo said that each Filipino who serves in the medical field, gets vaccinated, and follows health protocols is already a hero. She added that the same is true for those who spread truth and help those in need. Johns Hopkins public health professor and virologist Andrew Pekar says booster shots have the potential to provide long-term protection against COVID-19. He discusses more about the booster's benefits, as well as studies on vaccines for children under 12 years on Bloomberg News.
The principle is really the same. It's to make sure that your immunity is not only boosted, meaning that your immunity in the immediate time frame is higher and stronger than it was pre-boost, but there's a lot of data that suggests that that booster shot will also improve your memory responses, meaning that your immune system will improve the number of cells that are present that will then be able to respond to a future exposure to the virus and therefore make you even better protected against infection. So booster principles there are the same way. The benefit is going to be for immediate protection, but also for longer-term protection.
Can we basically come to the conclusion that the vaccines as they are now are not sufficient to block out the Delta variant when you see a place like Vermont with such a high vaccination rate, seeing cases go up at such a dramatic pace?
I think vaccines need to do two things. First and foremost, they need to protect against hospitalization, severe disease, death. And the vaccines in the U.S. are doing that even against the Delta variant. We're seeing increases in the amount of breakthrough cases that are symptomatic in vaccinated people, but we have to put that in context. The vaccine is still providing great amounts of protection against infection, and this surge in cases is really being driven by unvaccinated people here in the U.S. Now, that's not to minimize the fact that Delta is a much more aggressive variant than any previous ones, and it's challenging our vaccines in a way that we really didn't think was possible a few months ago. So Delta is stronger. It's making inroads into the vaccinated population, but the vaccines are still holding up.
Okay. So we're talking a lot about vaccines and who can get vaccinated, and the kids who are under the age of 12 cannot, and we're about to go back to school, most kids across the United States at a time when we have this really infectious variant that is spreading wildly. We also are hearing reports that kids are getting sicker with this variant. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, and the news is a little bit concerning. CDC also came out with new numbers this week that suggested that the infection rate in children and even adults under the age of 20 or so is really driving the number of cases in the U.S. right now. So we're seeing Delta variant penetrate into younger populations more effectively than previous variants, and we're seeing it cause a greater degree of disease.
Members of an all-girls Afghan robotics team have reached Mexico after traveling through 6 countries when they fled the Taliban-ruled nation. Mexico has said that they will grant asylum to Afghan citizens who require it. Let's hear more on Bloomberg Quick Take.
We didn't want our story to be ended by Taliban. We wanted to continue the path that we started, to continue to go for our achievements and to go for having our dreams to reality. So that's why we decided to leave Afghanistan and go for somewhere safe. We are concerned that what will happen to our home then. Many people are leaving, but there are still girls who have dreams, there are still people who have dreams, and we want countries around the world to help Afghanistan to have peace over there so that the girls over there can have the opportunities to continue their path as well.
The PBA will be imposing strict protocols within its Pampanga bubble to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Among these include conducting RT-PCR testing every Monday, as well as antigen testing before every game. Speaking with Agenda, PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall added that they teamed up with the Pampanga CDC and the PNP to monitor the movement of their players. Marshall also said that those inside the bubble would be heavily fined if they violated health protocols.
Sir, walang mas, ma-fine ka ng 1,000 sa pag wala kang mas. Oras na lumabas ka na meron pong nakakita, magta-testify, o may video na lumabas ka na hindi po namin alam, minimum 50 to 75,000 po. Meron po kaming threshold na pag ang team umabot ng ilang players na ganito, titigil muna kayo for 10 to 14 days. Sa team po, pag may 3 kang positive, i-hold ka siguro ng mga 10 days. Pag 6 teams, umabot po ng 3 players pataas ang positive, titigil po ang PBA.
Cristiano Ronaldo is returning to Manchester United. ESPN sources say CR7 has signed a €15 million deal with the club. The star forward will again play at Old Trafford, 12 years after leaving United to join Real Madrid in 2009, where he remained until joining Juventus in 2018. For his part, the Portuguese star paid tribute to his former team by uploading a video of his games with Juventus. In a statement, the Red Devils welcomed Ronaldo back with open arms, and the club also recalled that in Ronaldo's first spell for Manchester United, he scored 118 goals in almost 300 games. Time now for a quick look at today's headlines. Nearly 70% of COVID-19 samples that were sequenced last Sunday test positive for the Delta variant. More than 70 areas in the country are now under the Health Department's Alert Level 4 due to the increasing number of cases of the Delta variant. And People's Champ Manny Pacquiao arrives in the country a week after losing to Yordenes Ugas. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 1 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.